Good evening. I am Beanley, and I'll be reading the Smellyford Dictionary. So far, this is the only copy printed, and I'm willing to share it with you today. The Smellyford Dictionary, 2022 edition. Firstly, I must go through the table of contents. Preamble, Rules of Crumbulous Language. Chapter 1, Universal Basis Vocabulary. Chapter 2, Similes and Synonyms. Chapter 3, Affixes, Prefixes, Suffixes, and Infixes. Lastly, the acknowledgements. Without further ado, the Smellyford Dictionary. Preamble, Rules of Crumbulous Language. Crumbulous language follows various conventions that remain relatively robust, yet are subject to an air of free-flowing nature, depending on use and acceptance by other Crumbulous users. Rule number 1. All affixes and similes are to be used appropriately, enough to make a sentence Crumbulous, but not too much that all meaning is lost, unless comedic. Rule number 2. Speakers of Crumbulous are to have an interchangeable nickname. Whether they are referred to by this nickname is decided by the recipient. However, it is legally issued to those native to the language. Rule number 3. All mock reviews must be read when they are published. The council must then determine its legibility and all-round true-nose fact score. Rule number 4. There are 9 pedigrees of Crumbulous. These include 1. Bean, 2. Berry/elder, 3. Fart, 4. Locker, 5. Crumb/affix means, 6. Nicknames, 7. Indeterminate memes or one-offs, 8. Weld, 9. Oil. These pedigrees form the basis of Crumbulous language and encompass all words incorporated in its lexicon. If new Crumbulous words are included in the coming years which don't fall under one of these 9 pedigrees, more will be added if deemed necessary by the Council. Rule number 5. The Greater Commission of Crumbulous involves various communities. The 3 pioneers of Crum, myself, Laurie, and Tennis Ball. The Adam is Gay server, Indoctrinated Trinity/Xavier people, the Crumbles Wap Dance on Bumler chat, and all other voluntary affiliates of such communities. Rule number 6. The Council alternates members and is made up of anybody from the Greater Commission of Crumbulous, and only consists of those who want to participate in its activities. That means we do not force people to join the Council. Understood? Very well. Chapter 1. Universal Basis Vocabulary. Barry, noun, exclamation. Pedigree 4. Utilized typically as an exclamation or name given to any person, Barry comes from a gif that depicts a man called Barry Condiment who fills his mouth with various condiments. The name is considered funny, as condiments were commonly found upon the lockers of those at Xavier, particularly tennis balls. Beans, noun, pedigree 1. The first groundbreaking meme among the Crumbulous society, predating the formation of the language itself. The meme dates back to 2015 and revolves around the premise of baked beans, which in itself was the joke. Nowadays, beans serve as an integral component to various other memes, creating what is known as the bean pedigree of Crumbulous. Beef Wellington, unknown, pedigree 7. A meme lost to time, conceived by Tennis Ball himself. There is no joke, there is no punchline, there is no comedy. The words Beef Wellington are only used to spur anger in a person, enough to drive them to include it in a dictionary. Beld News, proper noun, pedigree 8. Braintree Electric Light Corporation, or BELD, is one of 41 municipal light departments organised under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 164, and one of more than 2,200 municipally owned light departments in the US. It is funny because it is a shortened version of Bill Weld's name. See Bill Weld. Big cheese with extra mozzarella. Noun, pedigree 4. The New Yorker-style pizza released by Domino's first observed to be used as a comedic remark in 2019 whilst deciding what to eat at Beanley's house. Since then, the pizza has been referred to as the Wigwees, the Wiggy Wees, or the Wigwees with extra mozzarella. It is thought that this pronunciation spurred the Whig lineage of language. Bill Weld, proper noun, pedigrees 2 and 8. Bill Weld served as the 68th Governor of Massachusetts from 1991 to 1997 and ran against Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020 in the governmental elections. He garnered a sizable following. However, his last name made him sacred in the eyes of Crumbulous users, making him a mainstay meme. Bill Weld is also notable due to how old he is, hence demonstrating his significance to pedigree 2, elder. Proper noun, pedigree 7. Is a universal code that is utilised to enter any Balloons Tower Defense 6 game. Despite what is always listed on the game, always works as the join code. Is also used as the code or combination to many other things, such as passwords or locker combinations. Boil, verb, pedigree 9. Boil is a well-established meme in pedigree 9, oil. Boil is a combination of the letter B and oil. However, whenever it is uttered, it is considered extremely funny, especially when mentioned in a candid situation. Brick Hill, noun, pedigree 7. Brick Hill is an online platform and sandbox game that focuses on user-generated content running via Roblox. Each user has a customizable avatar, and users can host games both through the website's dedicated hosting or via hosting it themselves. A spawn for the Brick Luke D's Nuts gifs on the Discord social media. Bum, noun, affix, see chapter 3, pedigree 3. Similar to fart, bum is a cornerstone of Crumbulous comedy. Whether it is the premise of an individual's own bum or the use of it as an affix. Furthermore, bums are funny. Burgering, noun, pedigree 1. First definition. Burger rings are a Smith's snack food that resemble a tangy barbecue cheese flavour. The burger rings meme originated in 2015, similar to beans, and was further popularised by the video by Stephen Eating called I'm Eating Burger Rings. Definition number 2. A burger ring kernel is an unpopped version of the typical burger ring. The elusive kernel has only been spotted a few select times and is described as a light white material that flows easily in the wind. Like popcorn, but more burger ring shaped. Chris, proper noun, Pedigree 4. Chris is known as an avid welder, an enthusiast of lollies on pizza. Most recently, he achieved the 1000 welds cake, in which he was awarded a cake for completing 1000 welds across his apprenticeship. A true mainstay within Crumbulous, no relation to Chris the Big Bum. Crumb, noun, adjective. Pedigrees 5 and 6. Definition 1. Short for Chris the Big Bum, the origin of the word crumb uttered in 2020 began a new age in Crumbulous language and opened an expansive new degree of memes akin to that of bury or weld. Definition 2. A prefix, typically seen paired with unlucky, crumb-lucky. A bastion for all other prefixes. Drew, noun, pedigree 8. A delicious cake, typically chocolate and fudgy in consistency. This dessert's best before date increases the wetter it gets, so it's a good idea to store your Drew in baths or out in the rain. You must always save some Drew for Andes. Elderberry, noun, pedigree 2. Elderberry dates back to 2017, as the elderberries on the back of a V8 fruit juice were very similar in appearance to the berries that appeared on the local trees around Xavier. This tree was the origin of the berry pedigree. As a common pastime, it was to throw the berries onto the lockers, doors, and other people around Xavier. Simply due to its name, the elderberry meme would later go on to spur the elder/old lineage of memes. Thus, it is this why both berry and elder are closely related. Fart, verb, noun, pedigree 3. A solid basis of jokes spread across the crumbly verse, universal in comedy and the third pedigree of Crumbulous. Definition 1. The act of expelling digestive gas from the butt. Definition 2. A mutual name given to those indoctrinated into the crumb language. Further reading, see stink. Mutually exclusive with farty, farting, fartwort, fart, fart brain, farty balloon, etc. Fly wife, noun, pedigree 6. A fly that first made its appearance at Crumb's house and seemed to have had an intimate connection with the man himself. This insinuated that the fly was his fly wife. When pronouncing fly wife, it must be said in an accent that resembles that of Sacha Baron Cohen's character Borat. Fly wife! Glumbo coin, proper noun, pedigree 7. The world's first edible cryptocurrency, Glumbo Corp trademark, is responsible for one of the largest cryptocurrencies on the market right now. Furthermore, with the help of the Jeremy Renner app, Glumbo Corp trademark has been able to launch the Glumbo Coin satellite, which beams Glumbo right into your mouth. A respected currency by all Crumbulous users. GOG News, noun, pedigree 7. GOG News is a respected news channel hosted by a well-dressed monkey that reports on the most crucial stories of the year. Most recently, the monkey reported on a cryptic story that reads, 7th Helven 8, cometh again. Grug, noun, pedigree 3. Grug is a children's book series by Australian author Ted Pryor. However, in Crumbulous, instead of grug, it just says poo. Hot dog, noun, Pedigree 4. A hot dog was the favourite food of Jordan, who is a cornerstone in the fourth pedigree of Crumbulous, Locker. Hot dogs are always a topic brought up in conversation when appropriate, such as passing a hot dog stand, or eating a hot dog, wherein it must be mentioned. Hot dogs are also mentioned in the revered Crumbulous song, Hot Dog, Hot Diggity Bean. Mott Review, noun, Pedigree 7. A celebrated occasion followed by all Crumbulous users. Whilst typically negative until 2020, Mott Reviews have provided both positive and negative recommendations by the mysterious Mott. Mott Reviews are revered and celebrated by the Council, who determine its legibility and all-round true-nose fact score. Morb, noun, Pedigree 6. The morb thing stemmed from Spoon calling my haircut a Morbius cut, and hence the correlation between a bad film and therefore negative connotations towards myself, as said by Morb. Morbius, noun, Pedigree 7. Morbius is a film directed by Daniel Esposito. I believe that is right. Grossing a total of $167.5 million total at the box office. The narrative of Morbius is notoriously difficult to follow, but alas, is considered a modern masterpiece nonetheless. As such, the film is a great source of humour and ridicule, ultimately sealing the fate of Jared Leto's downfall. Morblutter, noun, Pedigree 5. A Crumbulous renaming of the Nurlutter train station situated on the Gawler line of the Adelaide Metro, Morblutter conforms to the determined list of characteristics. These being its orb-like shape and large size, which causes the trains to enter it to become stuck in an indefinite loop around the outer boundaries of the station. Nurlutter itself has 2 platforms situated either side of the level crossing, the only station in the Adelaide Metro to do so. However, with Morblutter being orb-shaped and quite large, it is also the only one in the Adelaide Metro to possess these qualities as well. Nana, noun, suffix, see chapter 3. Pedigree 2. A branch from the elderberry/old ancestry of memes, Nana rose to popularity with Old Nana, a common profile pic of Laurie, and the Nana Wana tattoo, including the Old Nana in Worms WMD. Nana also serves as a crucial part in the lineup of RuPaul's Drag Racist Nana. The Nana Wana tattoo marks a monumental era for Crumbulous, spurring what is known as the FaceApp/Wombo AI era of Crumbulous. Furthermore, Nana Wana encompasses the beginning of a particular joke where the punchline is, last thing a blank sees. Noodlebox Car Park, noun, Pedigree 7. The Noodlebox Car Park is an obscure reference in the Crumbulous community, only mentioned on rare occasions by a select few. The origin of the joke is unknown, however it arose around the year 2018 in the Xavier community, and went on to become used in place of an actual location in a sentence. Nup, noun, abbreviated. Pedigree 7. Nup is a simple abbreviation that stands for Nuggies in a Cup. The word/concept is frequently paired with a funny image of Adam holding a cup of chicken nuggets. However, due to the nature of the word sounding similar to nope, it is also used as a form of disagreement. Nyaw, verb, Pedigree 6. Normally said after a complaint or in response to somebody complaining, generally in disdain. The concrete here is all bumpy. I could have done a better job. Ugh, all you do is gnaw, dude. Gnaw, gnaw, gnaw. based on true events. Oil, noun, pedigree 9. Oil as a meme arose in 2019 as a quip uttered in an OpenTTD video titled "We Are So Unfunny." The quip was made by Beanley, where he said, "Oily ho-ho," as oil production could be a major component of the game. Oil progressed as both a noun and a prefix, later making up the 9th pedigree of Crumbulous. Oil has featured in such memes as "Big Bum on Small Oil," "Oily ho-ho," "Gargoyle," and "Oil da berry bush." Oil gargoyle, noun, pedigree 9. Oil gargoyle originates from a YouTube video called Chupacabra or Oil Gargoyle, Real Footage Dashcam No One Was Supposed to See, in which it is believed that the oil gargoyle is pictured in frame. The video is best watched at 0.25 times speed. The oil portion of Oil Gargoyle is likely a prefix that arose around the same time as gargoyle's origin. Roiling boil, adverb, noun. A much more rigorous version of boiling, see boil, used to heighten the importance of the word. A roiling boil was famously included in the classic quote, "Oil roiling boil, pog old nana," a common example sentence used to express the conventions of Crumbulous to the unacquainted. Snouts and beans, noun, pedigree 1. Snouts and beans is a great Halloween recipe. For this recipe, you will need a can of beans and a smoked sausage. The recipe is sourced from the YouTube video How to Make Snouts and Beans Scary Halloween Dish Tutorial, and details a very delicious Halloween treat. The transcript of the video has been recited many times, comedically of course within the Crumbulous language. Spaghetti or spag bowl, noun, pedigree 1. The natural counter to the basis of pedigree 1, bean, spaghetti is a despised concept, let alone the physical object present around the followers of Crumbulous. The Crumb Literary Society has special permission to use the word for educational use. Spaghetti is the greatest insult to any individual, particularly in spag bowl form, which Crumbulous uses spit at such an idea. Stink, noun, pedigree 3. A common name given as a greeting or farewell to those affiliated with Crumbulous, directly or indirectly. The name Stink is usually given to friends or said in a jovial manner, rather than out of ridicule. Example, "Hey Stink, how you going?" Stinkface, verb, pedigree 3. Stinkface is a move in WWE performed by famous wrestler Rikishi, in which the opponent is pinned to the ground or thrown to the ropes of the arena. Then Rikishi would then rear his posterior into said opponent's face. The move is quite funny. Suck nut hole, noun, pedigree 7. Originating early in the life of OpenTTD, a suck nut hole is a simple system where a locomotive travels along a short stretch of track indefinitely between two depots. Train 12 has too few orders in the schedule. Surds, noun, pedigree 7. When a number cannot be simplified to remove a square root, it is considered a surd, and the number produced from such an equation is irrational. For example, the square root of 3 is a surd, as its answer cannot be written as a ratio of two integers. Tennis ball, proper noun, pedigree 6. What is now known as a common name for one of the co-founders of Crumbulous, tennis ball, tennis bowler, or tenny wenny, is also a comedic premise in Crumbulous language. This is proven by the tennis ball throw it against the wall video, or the idea of sport regulation tennis ball. I believe I misspoke there. What I meant to say was This is proven by the tennis ball, throw it against the wall video, or the idea of a sport regulation tennis ball. I apologise for that mistake. It will not happen again. Toilet paper drone. Noun. Pedigree 3. An invention popular among Crumbulous users, originating from the Jackbox Party Pack game, Patently Stupid. The invention is typically paired with a sketch of it, pictured right, and given the tagline, "When you have to poo, the TP comes to you." Wean. Noun. Verb. Pedigree 7. Definition 1. Wean as a meme originated from the suggestion of eating mollusks for lunch, upon which the Wean the Mollusk music album was found, thus making the word ween a meme. Additionally, it is commonly used as a general object, exclamation, or greeting. Definition 2. The act of weaning or supplementing something or somebody off of a certain interest. Weld/welding. Verb. Pedigree 8. The origin of Pedigree 8, with loose connections to Chris, is a delicate and involved procedure of fusing two materials together by the means of heat. Welding would further progress as a meme, prompting anything weld-related to be considered funny. Lastly, wig. Noun. Adjective. Pedigree 4. In reference to the type of hairpiece, wig can be found in conjunction with Heinley, to refer to Heinley wigs, or be used in reference to the wig wheeze. See big cheese with extra mozzarella. That marks the end of chapter 1, and I will move on to chapter 2 after a short intermission.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Jesus fucking Christ. Sour. Fucking Christ. This is fucked. This fucking sucks. I'm sorry, I'm honest. The fucking Crumb Literary Society, get a grip. Yeah, shit. And I messed up on tennis ball as well. Shit. How do I mess up on tennis ball of all bloody explanations? It's one of the most important ones. Alright.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Chapter 2. Similes, synonyms. Baloney, pedigree 4. A way of conveying negativity, particularly in response to one's trophy level on the game Clash Royale. One can act baloney or be baloney, and it is most commonly a criticism against the receiver of the word. For example, "Dude, you're so baloney at Clash." Boozer, pedigree 5. A loser. However, the exact origination came from a Discord GIF which exclaims, "What? No booze?" The word is typically exclaimed when one messes up in an activity. The loser component relates particularly to the advert for Kick the Buddy, in which the buddy exclaims, "Ha! Loser!" For example, "Ha! Boozer!" Bumpterfingers, pedigree 1. Bumpterfingers is a Crumbulous pronunciation of the phrase butterfingers, which means to slip when grasping or interacting with something. The phrase insinuates that the individual must have butter on their fingers to slip as such. It is common to further complicate the phrase by exclaiming, "Whoopsies! Crumpterfingers!" in a cartoonish voice. Bois, pedigree 7. Bois is the vocalism that rabbits use to represent screaming. This has been adopted by followers of Crumbulous because the rabbits are funny little guys. Chadwick, pedigree 7. A simile for Chad, which is somebody who exudes alpha male qualities in great amounts. The word is used more as a positive reinforcement given to a specific individual. Chadwick was the name of actor Chadwick Boseman, who tragically passed away in 2020. Croint, pedigree 5. Conceived by tennis ball, croint was originally a nonsense word that, described as tennis ball, had no meaning. However, croint had later become interchangeable with the word point. For example, what's the croint of doing this? Unquote. Do, pedigree 7. Do is a phrase used to convey the desire to initiate an online chat, commonly on the application Discord, with another individual. Sometimes do is cleverly worked into the messages sent between individuals. However, the most common way is to say dude. For example, hey, wanna do? Eri ho ho, pedigree 7. Eri ho ho is the common laugh or sign of approval designated by speakers of Crumbulous around 2017. The first instance was uttered after a locker incident in which Laurie was pushed into his bottom locker, with the pushers yelling, "Yeah, ho, 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 ho," and running off. The Fartles, pedigree 3. The Fartles are a simple, yet often misunderstood, for their famous band, The Beatles. The Crumbulous adaptation of the group contained the following band members: John Farton, Paul McCartney, Fart, and Fart. Gargoyle, or Garg, pedigree 9. A shortened expletive, or version of oil gargoyle. Grug, pedigree 3. Grug is a synonym for poo. Its origin is unknown, but what is known is that the series of books by Ted Pryor is known as Pooh instead of Grug. The colloquialism was popularised by the phrase, "Instead of Grug, it just says Pooh." Holy Carp, pedigree 7. Simile for holy crap, an exclamation. Increasingly shortened words, pedigree 7. This definition does not describe a particular word in Crumbulous. Instead, it describes a common practice in Crumbulous speech. A particular word or words of significance may be chosen from a sentence and shortened, hyphenized, or made less verbose. For example, I saw Peter. I seeta. I sir. From here, this etymological exchange may morph into other jokes, such as continuing in I sir into surds, a meme hinted previously in chapter 1. Oya gargoya. A particular pronunciation of oil gargoyle, see chapter 1, pronounced Oya gargoya. Udanan, pedigree 2. Udanan is an alternative spelling of Old Nana, originating from a spelling mistake in 2018. It holds all the same meaning and connotation as Old Nana, and is mutually exclusive in conversation. Seafood, pedigree 4. A simile for goodbye, specifically see ya. The correlation of seafood comes from a time where seafood, particularly tuna, was present on the doors of various lockers. The simile exists solely because of the two phrases seafood and see ya sound alike. Thus, they are funny. Shum, pedigree 7. To simultaneously defecate, shit, and ejaculate, cum, out of either pleasure or sheer anger, and in extreme cases, fear. A reaction of somebody shumming is pictured to the right in this book. Ten and Eri. Pedigree 4. This is the official Crumbulous name for the famed magicians Penn and Teller. All instances where Penn and Teller would be used in a sentence, they should and must be referred to by their Crumbulous name instead. True Nose. Pedigree 6. When something is called true nose, it is ultimately being stated as a fact or otherwise trustworthy. This is how Crumbulous has designated True Nose Facts. A paid subscription service of $99 a month called True Nose Fact Premium allows for the user to receive one True Nose Fact per day. And that's a True Nose Fact. 2 shakes of a bean's tail. Pedigree 1. An unspecified amount of time, though noticeably short. The phrase is a simile for the common idiom 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, which holds the same meaning. The phrase is most appropriately used when referring to an estimated time of arrival. I'll be there in 2 shakes of a bean's tail. And that leaves us at the end of Chapter 2. We will once again take a short intermission before I continue with Chapter 3, affixes, prefixes, suffixes, and infixes.
Let's all go to the lobby.
It just hurts. It just really hurts. You don't know what years of writing does to a man. The end is never the end. The end is never the end.
The end.
Chapter 3. Affixes, prefixes, suffixes, infixes. A quick foreword. All words and jokes that fall under the niche category of affixes follow a different legislator as compared to chapters 1 and 2 of the dictionary. All affixes must follow Rule 1 of the Crumbulous language. That is, all affixes and similes are to be used appropriately, enough to make a sentence crumbulous, but not too much that all meaning is lost unless comedic. This also means that affixes must be appropriate to the context they are used in. Oh God. An affix typically should rhyme or relate to the syllables it's replacing. Furthermore, the affix must still be coherent to some degree or comedic, except for very rare circumstances. Due to the universal use of these affixes, prefixes will not be assigned in this chapter. Except, prefixes will be assigned. Pedigrees are the ones which will not be assigned. I, affix, circumfix. Origin of the I meme can be traced back to the pronunciation of pie in relation to the 120 pies that actually would eat every day. The I is pronounced with a very guttural and inquisitive tone and typically replaces the EY, I, Y, or double E, etc. of words. For example, sorry becomes sorry, unbelievable becomes unbelievable, and maybe becomes maybe. Gummy versus real, prefix. The trend of gummy versus real was popular on YouTube, particularly with the channel Bro vs Sis. The premise revolves around the idea that either bro or sis would eat a real food or object, whilst the other would eat a gelatinized version of said food or object. Nowadays in Crumbulous, the prefix is attached to any object in a sentence. For example, gummy poo versus real poo. Jeremy, prefix. First conceived by tennis ball, the prefix is typically uttered before any word of choice within a sentence. However, the object of the sentence is typically the preferred choice. A distinct sm, w, or sl sound replaces the first consonant of the affected word. For example, hey dude, can you drop that box at my house when you have the Jeremy Smime? Replace time with Jeremy Smime. Morb, affix, noun. See Morb, chapter 1. Morb is a common affix, just because. Nana, suffix, noun. See UBV. Like the noun, it is a branch of the elderberry/old lineage of memes dating back to 2017. Nana usually follows the word old, but can be the suffix to a wide range of words, because of course it can be. The connotations of the word nana are neutral and can mean anything either positive or negative depending on the context. Oil, prefix. Oil, like the noun, can be used universally as a prefix to add exaggeration or humour to a sentence. Commonly, oil can be a prefix to the Eri Ho Ho meme, becoming oily ho ho. First showcased in an OpenTTD video titled We Are So Unfunny. You know, you would have thought you would have got that from the last entry of oil in this list. But you know, just gonna put it again. Peter, prefix, demonym. Founded in 2019 after a Factorio playthrough with Laurie and Beanley, a railway stop to name Peter Wyroba spawned a common suffix and demonym, urged particularly by the increasing popularity of Peter Griffin from Family Guy. The demonym is typically jovial and is given to friends or acquaintances. Smith, affix. Smith is an affix primarily used after the word will, referring to the popular actor, musician, professional cuck, Will Smith. Will Smith is also the name of the smiley cloud that appeared in the Minecraft Sky Factory playthrough with Laurie, Beanley and Tennis Ball. You should know what Will Smith looks like. Grow up. Smup, or sm. Prefix. Conceived by Tennis Ball, the phrase was only ever used as a prefix to update, in this case, smupdate. However, smup has begun to harbour its own meaning as a general use prefix. The Toilet Saga, suffix. The Toilet Saga refers to a number of toilet versions that were conceived during the Jackbox game Champed Up. Some of these toilet versions include long toilet, wide toilet, tall toilet, short toilet, tiny toilet, large toilet, smelly toilet, and many more. You know, you can see them there. There's a lot of different toilets. That's just 3 of them. I named like 7 or something. Oh my god. W, circumfix. The fucking letter W. Circumfix. The W sound normally replaces the exaggerated syllable of any chosen word in a sentence, most commonly the first letter. It is a very regular affix that is integral in Crumbulous, though less popular, other letters or sounds have been used as a circumfix, such as sh and b. Thankfully, the flexibility of Crumbulous allows for any letter or sound to be used as a circumfix and still be deemed valid in the eyes of the Greater Commission of Crumbulous. For example, I will start up my computer. That's computer for you. You better keep your womus. That's the word promise. And Clash Royale. You can guess what that is. Lastly, WAP. Prefix. WAP is an abbreviation created by Nicki Minaj for her song WAP, Wet Ass Pussy. However, WAP is used in Crumbulous as a common prefix, typically replacing words like lap or tap. For example, WAP-top instead of laptop. I will continue with the acknowledgements in a minute. The acknowledgements in a minute. Give me a second. Ah!
The end.
Acknowledgements. The Adam is Gay server, for providing many new words and sayings to Crumbulous. Andes, for bringing an energy to Crumbulous that no other does. Beanley for making the YouTube video Inspiration, a showcase of Crumbulous. Kaloom for looking like Fortnite. Chegmaster Braden, architect of Glumbocoin. Crumb for having the biggest bum of all. Laurie for his overwhelming nose and contribution to Crumbulous. Mott for his great and insightful reviews. Oh, it's Zach for being a true companion of Glumbocoin. Peter for saying, "Hello-ish." Sean, he plays the Rust? Sean O for saying "fuck you" in a funny way. Tennis Ball for bouncing into battle, fighting for Crumbulous. Xavier and Trinity, just an acknowledgement. And lastly, all friends and family of those involved in Crumbulous for being epic style. Now, before I close up, I have 2 heartfelt letters to Crumbulous I have to read. One by myself, one by Tennis Ball. So, for the last time, without further ado, a heartfelt letter to Crumbulous. Many question whether Crumbulous has any purpose at all, and in response I raise another question. Do hobbies have purpose? Do societies have purpose? Does the very town you live in have a purpose? Just because a community chooses to associate themselves with one another over a shared and harmless experience does not mean it is justified to ridicule it. This is Crumbulous, a community of friends and neighbours who intend nothing more than to share this moment. A moment where we can look at each other and know exactly what we're thinking, with just a few nonsensical words. Being there from the start, I saw not only the growth of this community, but also the struggles that came along with it. Not only have we lost members, but many times those members were friends, and breaking ties with them was not easy to do. It is not easy to lose people, let alone the ones you share such a bond with. A bond that Crumbulous fostered. However, over time, I noticed Crumbulous also had another vast and unusual effect on all our lives in one way or another. If it wasn't for Crumbulous, I never would have known about Mott Reviews, the Adam is Gay server, and I would not have been able to share the joy that fart jokes brought me with other people. It didn't matter if you knew the meaning of every joke, and in writing this dictionary, I hoped to change that. Yet, as I progressed further through the dictionary, I learned that you don't have to understand every separate joke to share this invigorating moment. I don't disagree that yes, it would make it easier to fool around and understand what is being said, but I realised that it's not vital. It took me 6 years to learn that. Does that mean that the time and effort I spent on this is wasted? No, it's not. In fact, I am more determined than ever to put as many definitions as possible in this dictionary. So, I send my regards to friends, to those who I have met and shared a laugh with, and to those who I have never met. Thank you, Bingley. Dear friends, I wanted to take a moment to express just how much Crumbulous means to me. Our inside jokes, like the legendary size of Chris's bum, have been a constant source of laughter and camaraderie over the years. Whenever life got a little too serious, we could always count on Chris's bum to bring a smile to our faces, reminding us not to take things too seriously. And who could forget Mott and his negative reviews, his knack for finding the downside in everything, even the sublime joy of a pizza called the Big Cheese, has been a testament of our group's ability to find humour in the quirkiest of places. It's as if he's on a mission to review life itself, one humorous critique at a time. Our repertoire of bathroom humour, from farts and poo to the epic saga of a long toilet, has kept us in stitches through thick and thin. The way we can turn even the most ordinary moments into side-splitting laughter is truly one of a kind. Who else but us could come up with such gems as snouts and beans, stink ink, and the revolutionary toilet paper drone? Where the toilet paper comes to you, ensuring nobody ever has to face an empty roll again. These jokes aren't just funny, they've been the glue that's held us together through the years. They've provided comfort during tough times and an endless supply of laughter during the good times. Crumbulous isn't just a series of inside jokes, it's a testament to the deep bond and unwavering support we've offered each other. So, here's to our hilarious memories, and to many more to come. Thank you for being the incredible friends that you are. With laughter and love, Tennis Ball. And with that, I close off this chapter and this book. I thank you for joining me today in this reading of the Smellyford Dictionary. And I hope that Crumbulous has brought some light into your life, light that I ever so seem to lack after the third chapter. Rest easy.